Good evening, everybody. It is your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. And now you're looking at me like, what are you doing? So, it's a new whip. It came to me yesterday. It's actually something that I started before that I had to redo. And when I sat here and thought about the time of year it is right now and how much has to go into this, it was like, I got to do this now. I have to get to a certain point with this now. So, truth be told, please forgive me, I got a bit of a headache, but we're moving forward anyway. Truth be told, I had already started on row 11, and I went back and started counting my stitches and realized I was 3 stitches off, and I realized that I didn't do my counts right in preparing for this. So this is what my pattern looks like. Some of you may recognize that name. I am a huge paranormal buff. I've said before that I am what they call a seer. I am more of a sensitive. I cannot be asked, so what is my future like? I don't have a clue. But then at the same time, there are some people that I can be around, bump into, touch, and I can say things to them like, take your time shopping today. Don't be so quick to leave. I don't know why. Sometimes I do. It's not something that I have taken the time to hone. Of course, this came to me when I was a child, and I didn't want it. I was seeing things there, it's a little different than having an imaginary friend. And if parents would really pay attention, they could tell the difference. My grandmother was very keen with me. My mother thought I just had an imaginary friend. There's a picture, a professional picture. See if I can find it while I'm talking to you. Of a young lady. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Girl with the Water Can. It's a very famous piece of artwork. Girl with watering can. Images. This young lady right here. I had a picture of her coming up. I named her I'll Shoot Satinkatink. When I don't want to be bothered with people, I would tell them my name is I'll Shoot Satinkatink. To me, I'll Shoot was real. And if y'all think I'm crazy, then you're just going to have to think it. But there were times that she saved me in a lot of situations. Sometimes it was as simple as holding my hand when I was going through something really horrific. And sometimes it was just an ear to listen to. We would have tea parties and we would play with dolls, and I believe that things and objects can hold people's spirits and be there when other people are in need. All of that being said, I go back to I am a paranormal buff. I get scared just like anybody else. Yes, I do. But I've been around spirits my entire life. I know that I have learned that because I see so many, that it's more than likely not the places I go. It's my little guardian angels that come with me. So, I have it. I'm going to leave that alone. The last name's Spratt, right up here in the corner. You should see Dalen. If any of you know anything about it, the Ghost Brothers. Okay, there we go. I was confusing myself. The Ghost Brothers were Dalen, Marcus, and Juwan. And since the Ghost Brothers, and I have seen every episode. Yes, I have. Since Dalen has a couple of YouTube channels, one has split into two. He started with the graveyard shift. He has a lot of questions. He asks out loud questions that a lot of people have, like what happens to us when we transition. Can we communicate to our loved ones from beyond? Do we have to be at the cemetery when we communicate? Are there souls that are stuck at the cemetery? I have my own beliefs about that, but I won't get into that here. What I will say is the name of that particular group is called the Graveyard Shift. I am a shifter. And he also went into reacting to paranormal clips that were sent in. So that show is called Ghosted or Roasted. If you believe it's paranormal, you ghost it. If you don't believe it's paranormal, you roast it. He's come up with a new one called Toasted, which is, it might be, but it really doesn't belong here. Or they just doing too much. There are a lot where in a little 15-second to 30-second clip, they got like 25, 30 things going on around them, which are questionable. One may look like poltergeist activity. The other one, you can almost see where it's possible to have things on a timer or strings or people in the background doing things. So, yes, that one. And then he split the Graveyard Shift up into, and a lot of you I think would really like this because I think a lot of you are into true crime. And it's called Graveyard Shift True Crime Edition. And what he does is find things that have happened to people that were not really talked about a lot, didn't make a lot of the news and that type of thing, and he tells those stories. Doesn't take a lot of your time. It's just a good story to listen to. It's like if you're cleaning and you decide you need to take like a 15-20 minute break, pop in one of those videos, listen to it while you crochet or while you're shining silver or whatever, while you're sitting down, and you can listen to one of those. It's really, 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 really interesting. It kind of follows along the true crime edition that Mr. Ballin does. I know you all know Mr. Ballin. Amazing. But at any rate, I vowed, and when I vow, like I said, when God puts it on my heart to do something, I have to do it. I vowed last year, when I first started my channel, to make them a blanket. I wanted a blanket with all three of them because they are a very beautiful family. It's Dalen, his, I hope I'm saying the right state, Miss Michigan wife, Stacy, model, basketball player, entrepreneur. She has several pizza and pub spots. I think she has 2 in New York and one in Georgia. Might be more. Dalen and Juwan have a clothing line as well, and Dalen acts in this little soap opera thing that Country Wayne, a comedian, is doing. So they have a lot going on. Marcus, of course, is a barber. I don't know what else he does besides paranormal, but he's a very good barber down in Atlanta. So these guys, they have things going on in their lives. But Dalen and Stacy have a beautiful daughter named Axel. Axel, oh my goodness. Axel is just like, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Every time I look at her, it makes me remember when my granddaughter was born. And when she was born, everybody in the room looked at her and said, oh my God, she's perfect. She's like a breath of fresh air. And you can tell that the older she gets, that's Axel's household. Axel is going to run the Spratt household. Yes, she is. She already got Daddy wrapped around her little finger. And that she does. But they are a close family. They do a lot of things together, including cuddling up on the couch looking at TV when they have the time, or they have the family time. And it's cute because they look at movies that Axel will enjoy, So I wanted to make a blanket so that the three of them, will never outgrow family time. And as you can see, I have each of their names. I have Dalen, Stacy, and Axel. So you ask, well, what are these two names? They have two dogs. Taco and Tito. You can't leave Taco and Tito out. And then what I wanted to do to mark everything that he does that I'm a part of, so they know, hey, Kitty did this. I think I got Gore here, which just goes to the roasted. So we're the Gore family. We have GYS here, which is the graveyard shift. And then where I first became familiar with them, which is the Ghost Brothers. I learned by listening. I do a lot of that. That Dalen's favorite colors are green and purple. Hence the green, which is, I frogged what I did yesterday. I told you I had 10 rows done, and I had lost count somewhere. So I am using the Big Twist green. I also have, as an accent color, the Big Twist Mint. And I am going to be doing Ghost Brothers, Gore, and GYS in camel. Yeah, camel. And Dalen and Stacy's name will be in my little sparkly purple. Can you see that it's here? There it is. That it's sparkly. This is actually mainstay, but their names are going to be in that purple, so I'll make sure to have purple in it. And being that Miss Axel is a princess by right, she's going to have the sparkle silver. So the king, and it's fitting that the king and queen will be purple, because purple means royalty. I mean, come on, guys. Now, for some reason, I pulled out my white. I don't know what I had planned to do with the white. Haven't figured it out. But I pulled it out somewhere, because often I go through and I'm like, well, this will look better here, and this will look better there. But I am going to carry you with me on this journey, so that you all can see me when I actually do what I think I'm good at, and that's making my graph cans. This is one that just has the names in it. I know why I had the white, because I wanted to put a background of a ghost. That is why I had the white. So I got to figure out where and how I'm going to put that in there. I might just put a couple of little ghosts throughout. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, I'm going to do the dark purple. And then I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to do their last name in the sparkly purple. Dalen and Stacy's first name in purple. I'm going to do Taco and Tito in the camel, just like I'm doing Gore, GYS, and Ghost Brothers. And then Miss Axel gets her own color. Yes. Now, where does the mint come in? I only have 4 skeins of the green, and I have 2 of the mint. So, it's going to be straight. I know right now it seems like it's going to be a lot going on, but trust me, it's in my head. I got you, and you'll see as we go what's going to work, how it's going to work out, and that it actually isn't too much. That was what I wanted to talk to you all about. I wanted to introduce my new baby. I'm going back to what I know. This is really my comfort zone. It was so comfortable to me that when I had the other one going, I actually went outside and sat on the porch. You know, that's something I haven't done in a while. My daughter was so excited. She got up and came to the door and just stood and watched me for a while. And she was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I feel good." She was like, "You look good. You look good." She said, "You look comfortable." I felt really, really good and comfortable. The one thing I can say about connecting with the outdoors is sometimes our ailments are masked, masked, and we don't know how to respond, or we can't fix what we don't know. Sometimes it's covered up until it gets really bad. Well, y'all, I went outside and sat on the porch and came back in and sat on my bed. And about 20 minutes later, my left kidney started hurting, indicating that, it's the sharp pain that I get, so I know there's a kidney stone there. Which if I had paid attention like I should, I would have known when the gout flared up, as it did, last week, then I would have known that the kidney stone wasn't going to be far behind. Bummer. But I know the secret. Lots of water, lots of cranberry juice, move around as much as possible, and get my rest. Have to get my rest tonight anyway. I'm kind of nervous because I have my appointment tomorrow with the surgeon. It is my consultation appointment. So, I just don't want any curveballs. I want to go in, show him the pictures of the damage this has done, give him the letter from my doctor so that he can see that she's on board with this and what has happened as a result from a member of a medical team, and get him to get a good look at my legs and my feet. And I have a before, after, and now pictures. So before I went in for the concussion on the 2nd of April last year, I had my cute little wrinkle feet. I call them wrinkle because they are. The skin on their top is wrinkled, but they're still cute. They're mine. And they're little in comparison to the rest of the family. But it went from that to being swollen for like 10 months. And then the swelling finally broke consistently. So now it's every now and then they may swell up. But, excuse me, on the bottom of my left foot, it's numb under my toes. The right foot, it's like the whole sole feels numb. And I want to be better. I don't want him to try to talk me into any weight loss surgery. I'm a person, I love to do, I love to move, I love to work. I don't want to sit here and go about it the cheapskate way. Well, not the cheapskate way, but I don't want to cheat my way through this. I want to eliminate a problem that will allow me to work out the way I want to so that I can get back to me. That's it. I'm a person that loves to walk. I'm a person that loves to be on the go. I'm a person that loves to move and not sit here on this bed. And I love to crochet, don't get me wrong. And I'll still be getting in my stitches every day. But instead of hopping on that scooter to go get the kids from the bus stop, I want to be able to walk around there and do it. I want to be able to walk across the street to the mailbox to retrieve the mail. When it's time to pay the rent, if I have to drop a cashier's check in the box, I want to walk over there. We have a little fitness room out here. It's free to us. I want to utilize that. You know, when we have to go to the store and have to go to Walmart, I want to be able to walk over there. You know, why should I have to get on the scooter every single time? You know, I'm not lazy, but I have been put in a position of literally cannot do. And I don't like that position. I want to be able to get back to doing things for me. Not only will it make me feel better, it'll make my family feel better. And it'll make my support system feel better. And I feel better when everybody else feels better. And everybody else feels better when I feel better. Okay? Oh boy. I wish I hadn't been so fast to rip out it. Well, no. I'm glad I am. Because it was one little spot that was puckered that was really bothering me. I started to say I wish I hadn't been so fast and ripped out the foundation row. But I did it, and I'm glad I did it because, like I said, there was one stitch that was kind of puckered, and it would bother me every time I would crochet past it. So now I'm giving myself the opportunity to fix it. This is going to be 210 stitches across. It, as of right now, looks like it's going to be 200 rows. Trying to see something. I'm thinking if I take 15 off each side, that'll be 30 off altogether. And I only need 180. See, this is what my mind does. And that'll still give me what I need. That'll work. That will definitely work. So I think I'll shoot for that instead. Okay, so it's 180 stitches across are going to be. But this is what I have. I started this like just before I got up here. I was doing homework. Not only do I study my crafters pages, I study the ASL pages too. And I get a lot of tips and things that I can pass along to you all in my ASL channels, in my ASL videos from other channels that I watch. It's exciting, like what I was learning tonight, which it would really have to be up to the individual. She was saying, and I know this part, don't spell the word as your finger's spelling it, which I understand that, especially if you want to get fast at signing. Like my name, if I'm teaching you my name, then of course I would tell you. Another thing she said, all alphabets are facing the individual you're talking to. Your palm should be out. So K is not K, it's K. P is the pointer pointing at you. It's not down here. It's there. So my name is Kittee. Also, you have to remember to relax your hands. If you're spelling it with each letter, then you tend to get really tense with it. You want to keep your fingers and your wrists limber so everything can go. Kittee. Kittee. See, when you stop and think about it, it does slow down. But just remember to face the person. Kittee. She also said about speaking it as you're saying it, that it can be distracting. Maybe for some people, because everybody's different. But for me, I do a lot of lip reading. And if it's getting to a point that I'm not understanding, or if I learn that I can't really read your lips, then I will switch over to watching your hands. And sometimes seeing your lips move in the background will help me get through some of the words that I don't even understand in sign language. And there are a lot of them that I don't understand. So what I'm going to do, the next video coming out for sign language is on Thursday. Somewhere between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am going to put another video out giving you tips as far as the sign language is concerned. And the quiz coming up, the quiz is going to be interesting. I'm teaching you words, but the words that I'm teaching you might or might not be on the quiz. Because what I'm going to do is finger spell words. I'm going to start out with just 10. They're going to be simple. And I want you to write in the comments or under posts what those 10 words are, so I can see how you're doing with the finger spelling. And it's going to only be letters that we have studied so far. So after Thursday, we will have gone through the letter S. So it'll be anywhere from A to S that these words will be there for you. Might be or which one did I do? Oh. Or I won't go that fast. It'll be more like okay. Or I'll go slow enough that you can see the letters, because I'm not going to be able to speak them or say them, because I want to make sure that you are understanding or remembering your letters. Okay? Just that. Add a little fun to it. Yeah, but we'll do 10 and see how that goes. And if it goes over pretty well, then what I'll do is, excuse me, kind of mix up the next quiz. So tell me, how did you all like I haven't seen anybody do it yet. That's why I'm asking. Because I can't wait till I get some so I can sit here and quick recap. Open happy mail. Yeah, I can't wait until I get mine so that I can open happy mail and I can do it in sign language for you. There's so much that I can't wait to show you all, like the numbers, when you can tell each other, when we can communicate with each other how many stitches we need for, certain projects, or I don't know, just communicating with each other via sign language. So I'm just excited about it. Yeah, this foundation row, the other one looked good. It was just one spot and it was bugging the bonkers out of me. Of course, I'm making my foundation row in half double crochet. I just want to give it like a different, more defined bottom. I haven't decided whether I'm going to border it or not. But so you can see how much I've done. Of course, I've worked up just about all of the foundation row back. But all I did was folded this in half and wrapped around. So can you see how much I've wrapped? Maybe able to see from the back side better. Yeah. I had quite a lot done. I sat on the porch and did 3 rows. I sure did. It's time for me to get my ambiance going before bed. It is after midnight here. I know that I do need to be in bed by 2 so that I can get up in the morning and be ready when my ride gets here. But I'm about to light my candle and catch Lisa's video. I think I've caught up with Miss Tina. And then I'll find me a true crime channel to watch. Get back into the first 48. And another thing, guys, I don't know if I'm going to finish my Sound of Music doll. I'm thinking more about making a tapestry now. I got like right to the torso and it does not look right to me, and I don't know how to fix it without frogging it and starting all over. And then consider that the doll will still have to have the white dress and the blue satin sash. But I don't know, I might just make the tapestry instead. Make a small tapestry. It'll take about a day and a half to do. If I bring my sides down to 180, and then I can bring the top down to 170. It won't be a square, but it'll be close. So I'll work that. I hadn't worked the height out anyway. I was just going to work it up until I got what I wanted up there. So I'll probably work that out that way. And I think I figured out where I'm going to put my ghost. Yeah. So whatever I decide before I go to bed, the height of my blanket will determine how many rows I want to get done a day. I've already thrown myself behind because this was supposed to be day one. At first, when it was giving myself 20 days. I'm sorry, I said 20. I was giving myself 40 days to do this. But we'll see. I'll let you know. I will definitely let you know. If I do go with the 160, then if I do 10 rows a day, that'll be 16 rows a day. 5 rows a day will be 8 rows a day. No, if I do 20 days, it'll be 8 rows a day. We'll figure it out. Yep. Well, I can feel that it's coming up on time for me to start counting. I got my little y'all know the things that I really don't like to use, but I got them anyway. My stitch markers. I'm missing one. I had a purple one. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So there we are. I love you guys. Please don't forget to love on yourselves. And remember to be bold, be brave, be of love, and behave. Until we see each other again on these YouTube streets. Peace, everybody. And if you want to know more about the ASL, check out that box over there.